Right, welcome to the show, guys. Welcome to the show. Let's do this little update, basically, because obviously a lot of people are asking questions, and it gets a bit funny. So yeah, I want to talk about it. Let's have a little chat and see what's going on, and keep you guys updated, basically, on what's the whole market situation right now. So, one of the things I was talking about, and I was telling everyone, like, be worried. About the institutions and everything, like Monday morning we might even have the institution coming in, right? Talked about it. So yeah, hold on one second. I don't know why these live chat doesn't show up. Give me a second, guys. Let me try and see who's actually here, and who's not. Let's have a look and see, because it gets a bit weird. But yeah, let's have a look and see what's going on. But I hope you're all having a good day. Don't panic. Okay, that's all I'm going to say. Don't panic. This is only crypto. This is exactly what happens, right? But let's move into the main things and have a look exactly why we actually had this rejection. So I don't know if you remember yesterday, I mentioned something that we have one more resistance level approximately here. I mentioned this yesterday. I said we have one more resistance point here. Basically, I talked about it, and you can see we actually hit that level. So if you look at yesterday's video, you can see we clearly talked about it last night, basically, and we said, look, we're not far from going there. So I explained to somebody else as well on Discord. He was asking, is it a correction or is it going down? I said I'll explain exactly how it works. So you see these specific levels here, or actually this is more of a range here. So if you look carefully, if I do this range here, this very small range here, so what we're looking at is just the body of the candle, nothing more, right? We can clean up the chart by looking at it like this, and you can see that this area here, all right, where the peaks are, this is a resistance for us. And you can see how we did go and touch those points, and then we got rejected from there, and it's absolutely fine. This is exactly what happens, right? But then if you look carefully, and this is why I would call it a correction and not a dump, right? Not a severe dump or anything like that, just a minor little kind of confirmation, right? Just wobbling around, bouncing around a little bit, solely because we held support on this range. So you see what I mean? This was a significant range for us, and we held support perfectly, which is actually quite good. So ultimately, if you like, so I just put this red line here. Actually, let me change it to my favorite color. So this is where we are right now, which is absolutely fine. I wouldn't worry too much about it. The reason is because obviously when I'm looking at this particular range here, so let me just put this there for you, so you understand what I mean. Looking at this, anything up to this line here is absolutely fine. There's nothing to worry about. This is just minor, and this is the kind of bounces you're going to see, right? This is the level of corrections, pumps. After a pump, you're going to see a little dump like this because of these significant levels. And the best part is after this, we might actually see at this particular level here. So we've got the 246, right? Just here. Just around this line here, we might see another kind of a little dump when we do break this again. So it's okay. Remember yesterday I did mention when BTC actually pumped, right? So we saw BTC pumping, and let me get this on a daily and I'll show you what I mean. Actually, it is on a daily. When BTC pumped, and I was mentioning, I said, damn, it's a Monday. I'm surprised that we actually pumped on a Monday, because normally for us to see a nice little pump, we would usually see it on a Tuesday or a Wednesday, right? That's when we see a pump, right? But that was early. It was good. It was a great start to the week. I'm not complaining. And then we had this, right, which is absolutely fine. And if you also look at this, right, this is the HMA, right? So this is the 104 HMA, but more like you can technically just round it up to 100 day, pretty close. 100 day would be around here somewhere. We're above that, so we're holding support on that line, exactly on that line, which is absolutely fine. The reason I follow HMA is more to do with the weekly. So if you remember, I talk about this on a weekly. I say, look, the HMA weekly is a very powerful tool for us right now, and we're going to struggle to get above this. So you just got to stay calm and see what happens. Obviously, as on a week, you can see that this is currently still a higher low, which is okay, absolutely fine, no harm in that. And then we've still got the whole week left, so it's okay. We've still got 7 days left, or 6 days left to complete the candle. So ultimately, really, really awesome. Or five and a half days according to this, but that's what we got. So I'm not really fussed about it. But everything else is looking okay. I mean, this trend line is just awesome, right? You know, when you look at it, when you see it, when you see how it's forming, when you see how beautiful it looks, it just, you know, it's like, okay, this is absolutely fine. I wouldn't really be worried. The only time I would be worried if this red candle on a daily, right? So we're not talking about 4 hourly or anything, because we're not trading this on an hourly basis, so we don't need to look at those mini time frames. And what we're seeing is, as long as we can stay above this one red candle, which is the 49,000, or call it 50,000, as long as we can stay above this 50,000, we're fine. Because what we did in the past few days was awesome, and a lot of people won't even notice this, right? That we did something that was really, really fascinating, and that's the kind of stuff I like to see to give me confidence, right? You know, so when we saw this particular range here, so give me a second, my bad, I didn't realize I just did something. Get rid of this. Let me do it with this. It's easier for me to show it to you. So you see, what we done here is around this particular range here. So we created this level here. We created a massive pocket of support. Do you see what I mean? We created a massive pocket of support, right? And those are important factors to look at, right? It's not, you know, where we are. So around here, you can see this $49,000 level to this specific area here, which is the 46. We created this massive support zone here. You see what I mean? So that's what we want. We don't want it to just shoot up, because that's dangerous, right? That's when we can't control what the market's going to do, what the sentiment's going to be. People are going to go overexcited or whatever. So many different factors play into this, right? We don't want to do that. You know what I mean? We don't want to do that. We want to keep it above specific levels. So this is absolutely fine by us. You know, I personally don't see any issues with it. So yeah, I mean, it's okay. You know, after every pump, we can expect a dump, right? That's the motto of this channel. We do expect these kind of things. Can you look at Ethereum, please? Absolutely, bro. Welcome to the channel. Thank you very much for joining. I will definitely have a look at Ethereum. I actually do have it selected, so I'm definitely going to move on to that one. It's not an issue. Ethereum, I've been talking about Ethereum for the past 2-3 weeks, actually, and I said use Ethereum as an indicator if the market sentiment is up or if the market sentiment is down. I have been talking about this. And another coin I have been talking about is Solana. So I'll catch up on all of those, and I'll make, you know, you'll understand exactly what's going on. So far, looking at this range, so this particular range that we drew on the other chart, you can see it's the same range here. We've created this massive support area here, which is very good for us. And as you can see, we are pumping up. This was just basically pure profit taking. Do you know what I mean? And what I mean by profit taking, you have to understand this, right? Let's go into this one area. No worries, bro. Definitely. This is what I'm here for, man. I'm here for people. This is, you know, I'm here for you. This is not about me. I'm here for you. So remember on last night's video, so this was not long, this was like what, 12-13 hours ago we did the live stream, 14 hours ago probably, I think we did a live stream, and we were looking at how this particular leverage trading area, nobody was being liquidated, everybody was healthy, nobody was going out there and betting. But as soon as basically you had all the bulls come out and get all too excited, right, they got too excited around here, well, the institutions said, okay, do you know what, we might as well just dump on them and take their money. That's what it is. I've been telling everybody right now, trading is very reckless. You don't do trading right now, all right? Any leverage trading, these are all leverage traders getting wiped out. I mean, look at this. Yesterday $500 million got wiped out compared to $222 million of shorts, right? So that's what it is. You have to understand, you know, the institutions don't care about Bitcoin. They don't have any feeling for it. There's absolutely nothing in their heart for it. There may be one or two guys who definitely believe in it, but other people don't believe in it. They're in it for the percentage. So if they can see they're going to make a decent amount of percentage from you by wrecking you, that's what they're going to do. Pure manipulation. Listen, leverage trading platforms and leverage trading together is gambling. So the house is always going to win, and if there's an upper hand, someone who's stronger, he's always going to be able to win. You know, this is what it is. You don't mess around with a pro poker player. You don't mess with him. He'll always win. Right? So this is this is poker. Why would you want to go and basically try and do this? So this is why I've mentioned this, and I've actually also mentioned on my channel how you know, I'm not trading. I stopped all my trading. Actually, my trade did activate at 47,000 and I switched it off. I said, no, I'm not doing a trade. I don't care. I made about 5% and I just walked away. And I'm waiting for this $58,000 level to confirm, right? For me, this $58,000 level is a very key level. Once we break above this, confirm above this, then I'm going to be thinking about a trade. So that's what I'm saying, basically. Ultimately, you know, let's see what happens. But yeah, as long as we can hold this level, we'd be fine. And if I was to look for a nice little correction, so what could we expect? Well, this is, look at this up. You know, you don't make this up. This is hilarious, right? This is, let me zoom in to show to you. All right, you see this, I'll tap it so you can see. So when I activate this, you can see this 49733, and our Fibonacci line is giving us the 49185, and it's telling us that that should be what that's the number we should be expecting. Anything below this, then we should be worried for a little short term, but up to here we're absolutely fine. Right, so that's what we do. We use the top of the Fibonacci, the 618, in order for us to calculate how high we're going to go, because we never make targets beyond our capacity. We're not moon boys yet. We will be when we buy spaceships. But as you can see, look, you know, on the way down, we need to find support at the 49,185, and on the way up we will find resistance around the 46,190. And you can see this particular box that I drew, my number was 55,855, but ultimately you can go back to my channel, you can see this weeks and weeks and weeks. We've had every single box in place for weeks and weeks. These boxes have not changed, right? So that's one thing I do on this channel. I do not change my drawings every day. And if I am going to do an update, I do announce it before. Like, for example, there are some of these boxes I don't need anymore, so I will update them and I will let everybody know that, okay guys, I'm going to update them, but I'm going to leave the upper bands, take the bottom bands off. Simple as that, right? Just to clean up the chart a little bit. So yeah, this is it. You know, I'm not too fussed about it. Now Ethereum, as I said, use it as an indicator. So this is what we saw in Ethereum while BTC was pumping. So you can see here, BTC's been pumping for the past 2 days. Everyone's getting excited, you know, oh, we're off to the races again, you know, that's it. And I'm like, no, we're not out of danger, not until we hit that 58. And I'm using Ethereum as my indicator to say this. And what you can see is past 2 days, Ethereum didn't do anything. You see what I mean? So when you look at this and you see this, you know, and I should have talked about it on the videos, but obviously yesterday's video was actually more to do with the viewers. So anything the viewer wanted, that's what I did. So you can see this level here, 1, 2, 3, 4 specific days. We've been battling on this particular resistance lines. That was the indicator for us. So the same thing happened previously when we were around here, and you can see this, right? Until we broke out. So you see what I mean? So same thing happened here. The same thing is happening here, which means that we need to be Ethereum to actually lead, right? So ultimately, what we're waiting for is Ethereum to lead. But do you know what? One of the things I'm looking at, if you look at this pattern here that I've got, right, you can see this pattern here, and we can change this. And let me change it to a line, for example. Actually, let me make it larger. So all I have to do, actually, make it larger and keep the dots. I'll keep it dashed. Here we go, keep it dashed. So what you can see here is this is a pattern, right? This is a wave pattern, right? Elliott wave pattern. We've got wave 1, 2, and I'm waiting for wave 3. So wave 3 usually is a power move, right? And I am waiting for a power move, right? On our Elliott wave power move, it's definitely powerful. Now, it doesn't matter whether candle's up or down. We don't change the pattern. We can still continue this. So there is definitely a power move coming from everything I'm seeing, all the market sentiment and everything. It's a matter of when. But I've mentioned this yesterday as well. I said, look guys, for example, for Ethereum to go from here to say 5k, how much money do we need, right, to pump into the market, right? We need to understand this. So we're talking about almost a 1k pump. So if we're looking at a 1k pump, we need another $117 million to re-enter the market. But then we're not doing this because look at the volume right now. We're only doing around 18 million. You see what I mean? There's only about 18 billion. That's what we're doing right now, right? So yeah, we need a lot of money. We need a lot of money to go in. We need close to, like, as I said, just about, I think 100 billion, 100 billion or something here. So that's what you need to understand, guys. There's a lot of money that needs to come in for us to pump it to the 5k. You know, all we need to do is add 1,000 times a million's this, which is technically a billion, yes. So we need about 1.17 billion dollars to re-enter this. Is it one? Yeah, something like this. Anyway, we need to come in here and pump this. But currently, look, the volume is just pathetic. Do you know what I mean? Volume is pathetic. And that's what worries me a little bit. So when I look at volume, I'm always concerned about the volume, right? And actually, this is from yesterday. So let's refresh. Boom. So you can see 160 billion here. And volume has increased a little bit. So it's not bad, all right? But ultimately, as I said, even then, this is pathetic. Right, what we want to see is 100 billion here. We want to see 50 billion here, minimum 50 billion here for Ethereum to be super solid. What you can see is, look, you can see this volume here, and I can tell you this volume is not positive. A lot of this is the dump volume because all of the FUD that's going on in Cardano. But that's what it is. Any one of these coins can actually take you down. But when I'm looking at the market, I'm following Ethereum as my market sentiment indicator, telling me, right, market is genuinely bullish. What BTC is doing, Ethereum confirms that. You see what I mean? I'm using one against the other to do this and see where it takes us, right? But yeah, I mean, everybody's had a dump, right? The entire market had a dump. So thank you, bro. I appreciate that. But that's the truth. You know what I mean? Sometimes you don't have to use indicators, and I've talked about this before as well, and I'm demonstrating this here as well. So I'll give you a good example. On this chart, right, and you're about to see this and you'll understand this, right? If I take away this 50-day, 200-day moving average, so take this away, right? Take the HMA away, right? So I've just taken all of those away. What do you see on this chart? Do you see any indicator? There is absolutely nothing apart from this Fibonacci. I'll take that away as well. What do you see? Do you see any specific indicator here? No, there isn't. There is absolutely not a single indicator here, right? When I'm looking at the total market cap, I'm only using my, so here, for example, just the lines and some Fibonacci's, and that was it. We're not using anything else. We don't need to use anything else. And we talk about how we can use Bitcoin as our market indicator based on some fundamentals, right? And I'll show you what I mean by that. So what I do, I tend to use this one indicator, this one. So you just use the Bitcoin log curve or log growth, right? That's all you use. And if you put it here, that tells you whether we're in the market bottom or whether we're on the market top, because this currently is a leading indicator. You know, whatever Bitcoin does, everything else does. Do you know what I mean? When Bitcoin dumps, everything else dumps. So far, this is still kind of an indicator, but recently we found that Ethereum was a stronger indicator compared to Bitcoin, right? And this is what is showing us here. Ethereum has been showing that whenever BTC goes up, Ethereum hasn't been going up. For us, that's been a crucial thing to look at. Now, also remember I mentioned Solana, and I'll tell you about Solana. So what I did, I took the Bitcoin and Ethereum, and I realized that Bitcoin moves up, Ethereum doesn't move. But when Bitcoin moves up and Ethereum also moves, it's a confirmation. So we know this was a confirmation that BTC went down, Ethereum also went down. This confirms we had profit taking. It's just simple as that. Profit taking, and we had leverage traders getting wrecked. Absolutely fine. So we can see that this was a definite fake out where we had this pump right on BTC. So we're using Ethereum's data to confirm what BTC just did. Very simple as that. But when I noticed this, I noticed something on the coin market cap, and I'll show you this here right now. Whenever BTC, Ethereum, or any other coin starts to dump, we see USDT start to go green, because a lot of USDT, its money is coming back into USDT. So profit taking means they're coming back into USDT, not leverage traders, because leverage traders are losing their Bitcoin, right? So there's no money being exchanged there. But this is what's happening here. USDT is coming in. This is profit taking, right? And you can see USDT. So what you're seeing is all of these USDT coins, right? USDT coins, maybe some of these other, this is an exchange token, which I've mentioned a long time ago, which I said should have bought, but I don't know if anyone bought it. But that's what happens. The whole market gets wrecked. But then guess what? I've noticed Solana pumps every time Ethereum and BTC and all the other top coins dump. Solana pumps. And that was a key for me. So a few days ago, what I did was I sold, I had a Coinbase account, so I still got it basically. And in that Coinbase account, I had a whole bunch of altcoins, and I just sold all of them. I just sold all my altcoins, converted them to Solana as a hedge. And I did that. I forgot where it was. I think it was on the Solana. I'll show you. Let me show you what I did. Because, you know, I'm not betting against the market. I'm saying, well, let me see what the market does. And I need to observe this. So we bought it around here on this candle here, around here somewhere. I think it was this candle or that candle. I can't remember now. I think it was this candle, right? And then I topped up again around the $39, which was around here. $39. Yeah, approximately here. I topped up again, right? But ultimately what you can see is what I've did. And if I even take this candle, right, so on the third, for example, I'll just take this for a second, right, from here to here, what I did, I'm 42% up just by doing that one kind of a hedge against what happened. So I knew this was going to happen. I'm prepared for it, and I've planned for it. And I said, right, observing the market, I've seen this pattern show to me over and over again. Whenever everything dumps, USDT shows green, Solana shows green. You know, everything else shows red, Solana shows green. That's what I looked at. So I'm using the data that's given to me as my actual indicator. You see what I mean? So when I realized Solana's not pumping a few days ago while BTC's pumping, I'm like, okay, good time to buy Solana. I'm jumping in. And I actually even posted it on Discord. I don't know if, well, this is gone, but you can see it on Discord, right? I posted it there, right? So I'm buying it here. And this is how it is. It just works like that, right? So we don't need indicators to tell us what the market's going to do. We just need to understand the sentiment, people's sentiment. I'm talking about sentiment, right? Let's talk about sentiment. Let's bring something else in for you. Give me a second. All right, when we're talking about sentiment, that's how we follow sentiment. So what we do here is we just use the stochastic RSI and the RSI itself. So yellow line is RSI, and these red and blue lines is actually the stochastic RSI. And we can use this and see when the blue line is a leading line, what it is, you know, what kind of a pattern it's showing. And it's saying, well, we're too high, we're coming into this overbought territory, but we're not in it yet. I mean, if we enter these areas, that's when we're too high. Right, and we can see the fear and greed index as well and double check that, right? So we say, okay, we're too high, too greedy, we pumped it too much, we need to let it cool down a little bit. But when we look at the stochastic RSI, you can see that we said, okay, we're good, no, we need to go. And this tells us, the relative strength indicator tells us that the market wants to take a breather. How far it's going to go, it doesn't matter. It might come up to here, it's not a problem. But what we need to do is, when we use this kind of indicator, all we have to do is something very simple. Just look at the previous low point and put a line here and say, as long as we're above this line and we bounce on it, we're fine. If we fall below this, then expect to be bearish for a few days to a few weeks. See what I mean? So it's a very simple way to actually double check what the market sentiment is. You know, and ultimately I spoke about this weekly one. I said, look how high we are on the weekly, and this is nothing. This is just a break. You know, you go super fast, you're driving 200 miles an hour, and then you hit the hard brakes a little bit just to kind of do that little turn. That's all you're doing. You're just turning. I mean, you're not going to do a turn, a 45-degree or 90-degree turn, whatever, driving 200 miles an hour, are you? So that's what Bitcoin does. It drives at 200 miles an hour, and then it stops. A little break just to kind of adjust itself so it can turn around a little bit, you know, get that momentum back again. And then it's, you know, it's constantly adjusting for those bends. That's all it's doing. This is a bend in the road, nothing else, right? That's the best way I can explain it. But this is what it is. So end of the day, this, you know, so far so good. I'm not really fussed about this. And this is, as you can see, it plays over and over again. You know, it's history. It just plays over and over again, you know. But ultimately, this is where we bounced off. That was the best thing. So yeah, I mean, Ethereum. All right, so my target still sticks. My target was 4,993, still here. These are our previous targets based on Fibonacci's. We've also done those. Now, if I'm looking at current situation and use this particular data, so I can use this candle and I use this specific data, how low can we go? We can expect Ethereum to go to $3,500. We can expect that. And on the way up on a short term, so we can do a short term and just use this data again. On the short term, we're still looking at the 42, right? It's the 4,200, still looking at this. So yeah, I'm just keep an eye on Ethereum. If you're an Ethereum fan, follower, keep an eye on it, because That's what I say to people. Pick your coin, pick 1 or 2 coins that you like, pick that and just focus on that. Like, you know, I'm very open about it. My favorite coin is Bitcoin. My second most favorite coin is Ethereum, right? And it's only recently that I've become an Ethereum kind of, you know, I've put Ethereum in the books and I've said, look, this is now my next favorite coin. That's what I've said, right? But that's all I'm focusing on, and I use them as an indicator. You see what I mean? Just use them as an indicator. So is there any other coins you want me to talk about, guys? If not, then I'll just shoot through some other stuff, just move over to some other stuff, right? Because, you know, there are so many different stuff going on that you need to be observing. All right, you know, like how the market works and what the market does, you know, and what kind of reactions we're going to see, and that's how you're going to be able to predict what will happen, right? So, you know, we know that usually if in a weekend we're going to be if we're going to be pumping on a weekend, we can expect a dump in the weekdays, because that's when the institutions are going to come and say, well, we need to start taking their money. So it's all about money changing hands, you know, wealth being transferred from one hand to another. It's a battle, you know, of the titans. Think about it, right? So for us retail investors, like we could be 100,000 people together, we're as one unit, and an institution, one single institution, could be that one unit, and it's a battle. It's about who wins with who, you know, who's more patient, calm, and more you know, how would I say this, forward thinking, like, you know, predictive thinking. Who's saying, okay, let's stay calm, let's see what the market should be doing or could be doing, and let's react on that. And, you know, when the institutions come in, they basically want to take your money. So I talk about this quite a bit as well. We always say, like, you know, when the boat leaves the dock, right? So if a boat is just left, us retail people, we'll have to wait on the docks waiting for another one. So bus, train, boat, whatever you call it, right? We have to always wait for it to come back. But when an institution misses that boat, misses that train, misses that bus, they'll call it back, because they've got the power to call it back. And this is what it is. So when the institutions realized, for example, the market is leaving them behind, I was like, oh my days. So these boys, what they did, you know, boys and girls, whatever you want to call us, right? So all of us, right? So they come back, they're like, okay, Friday, right? Friday, we left the market sitting here. We were calm. We sold our stuff. We dumped it and we left. And look what they did on Saturday, Sunday. Well, we need to bring it back. Simple. So the institutions came and said, we need to bring it back. And they're trying to bring it back to the level they were left it at. You know what I mean? Because that's what they do. They trade Monday to Friday. Most of the time, they will close their trades on a... I mean, there are some of them that do 7-day trading, but the rest of them, the institution, proper institution, regulated ones, right? They trade Monday to Friday. On Monday, when they leave, they don't leave an open trade. If they bought it physically on a spot trade, that's a different story. But if they've got a trade, they close their trades. So they will close and they will leave, unless they're confident or they have other data suggesting that they could be in it, right? So I know a lot of the companies don't take that risk, because we could easily see a weekend dump, right? But we had a weekend pump. So what do? They say, well, we need to cash out and we need to bring it back to this level and re-enter here before the thing. So this is all they're going to do. You know what I mean? So that's what it is. Guys, if you're new to the channel, please like, share, subscribe, hit that like button. That does really help. That's all I need. You know, that's all I'm asking for. And if you have any coins, put them in the comment. I've got plenty of time right now to talk about other stuff. If not, then I'll go and probably go and cook something. Actually, let me have some coffee. One sec. I made some coffee, but I haven't had it yet. Get the microphone closer to me again. So yeah, this is what's going on basically, right? So ultimately, everything is good, right? I was looking at the others, and one thing I've noticed, right? So most of the money that I've realized that has left the market, right? So we can see this here, this others. This is everything excluding. So this is others excluding BTC. And what we see, pretty much everything lost money. So we know when we see something like this, we can assume, right? So remember, this is just a probability. We can assume what's happened is a lot of money has come into some of these new scam coins. So you look today, I mean, yesterday we were at 11,600. Today we're at 11,715, right? And they're constantly coming. A lot of these money could be being taken out, right, into USDT or whatever, from shitcoins or these new exchange offerings or whatever. That's what it is, right? You know, the whole market's bloody. If you look at it, it's just unbelievable. In fact, for us to see the entire market, all we have to do is go here and go here. All right, and we can actually, and let me change this. This will show us the entire market at a glance, and you can see how Sol is doing good, how USDC is doing good, DAI, and these are, remember, these are USD pegged coins. I mean, obviously few of these coins are doing okay, but it's only a handful, right? It's only a handful. And when you look where the volume went, right, it's very simple. When you look at where the volume is right now, this is a scam. I mentioned it last night on the video, so I'm not even sure why Coin360 has put it there. Someone's got to go out there and complain to them, because this is bad, very bad to see. I mean, and also not only that, let me show you something. Something like this, which was 200 and something million or billion dollars yesterday. Imagine someone put some money in there. Today they're wiped out. Do you know how much money that they got wiped out? This is ridiculous. This is the type of scam you got to really be careful about, right? It's just hilarious. It just doesn't make any sense, right? But I'm not going to touch that. It's an Ethereum token. What, $193 million? Are you mad? Are you insane? Do you know what I mean? I mean, if you look at this, this is how pathetic this coin is, right? So if each coin is $193 million, and you have 1.8 billion tokens, that makes this alone worth, right? And you're going to hear this, you're going to be shocked. Worth approximately, let's see, times approximately 4 trillion. Honestly, it's ridiculous. I'm telling you, this is the next level car block. I don't know. Honestly, this is the kind of stuff I hate, basically, anyway. But yeah, look, that's what it is. So we can see who the biggest losers are, where the most of the volume. So we know a lot of volume dropped off the Ethereum. You know, we know that this scam has probably scammed a few people who are not thinking with their head on. So that's what's going on. But the pumpers are just awesome. Pumpers are awesome. They're not going to fail you. I mean, Solana, we talked about how we can expect a 300. I mean, 200 we were expecting based on Fibonacci, and I've kind of hypothetically said we could even expect a 400. So yeah, I mean, Solana has a chance. Solana's like the new Ethereum. It's the new kid on the block, but it's the new Ethereum. And I talked about how it is and you see how USDT moves up. It is madness, bro. It is absolute madness. I'm telling you, absolute madness. But yeah, I mean, as I was saying, like, so some of these coins, remember, first movers. We talk about first movers, right? I talked about how BTC has about 30,000 forks. You can actually check on GitHub how many times it's been forked, and you can see, right? Go on Bitcoin GitHub, and you see probably getting forked even more. But I'm just giving an approximation. 30,000 coins exist. 30,000 forks of this exist. Only the ones that survived are actually still around. Do you know what I mean? The ones that didn't survive or haven't been put on a market cap, we don't know what they're doing. So that's the craziest stuff there, right? But it is a first mover. I like the first crypto to be established, right? That's what it all. That's what started it all off, right? And then you've got Ethereum. It's a first mover, the first smart contract mover, and the rest of them that came along, they're just copycats. Do you know what I mean? And then you've got, like, for example, Solana also has smart contract, but it's a first mover with this, like, you know, near minimum, near nothing fees, built on a complete different language. So all of that is a first mover in its own right. You know, Cardano with its own language, with its own technology, kind of a first mover. Do you know what I mean? But well, not in the first mover thing. It hasn't launched its product, but they've been very open about it, that they're not going to launch their product until specific time, or until you know, when the research is over. And they're research driven, so they go to universities and everything, and they get the students and everybody to research. It's all about paper, so they do a lot of research before they implement anything, and that says a lot. You know what I mean? So they're the first mover in that sense, that they've done all of this. You know, the only coin is kind of funny. So Polkadot with its Polka system, right? Polka ecosystem, right? It's a fascinating technology. It's a fascinating technology, right? It is a first mover in what it's doing. But the founder, remember, he's the ex-Ethereum founder. He's the guy who actually originally created the Solidity code. So that's a bit of a fun fact, right? He's the one who created it, Dr. Gavin Wood, and he's there. So he's coming up with something else. Do you know what I mean? This is one of those kind of things, right? We've got this one here, Avalanche, right? Created by a professor, right? He's got more experience. He's older than Bitcoin. He knows about Bitcoin. You know, he's written papers that kind of describe Bitcoin even before Bitcoin was ever created. And this guy came out with this, with university students and whatnot, decided to create this. And all I'm seeing is this has been evolving. This has been kind of observing what the whole market does and added some of the features that, you know, didn't exist at that time or people didn't think about. Of course, smart contracts wasn't a new thing, but it wasn't implemented. So that's what Ethereum did. They just implemented it. And, you know, ultimately that's what it is. There's no new technology here, guys. This is all old technology. But the point is implementing it and making sure that it is a usable technology. That was the key. So this is why, I mean, some of these could go. And I've been very adamant about this. I said, look, I could see Cardano $3-4, right? And I've mentioned $4. Maybe sometime in the future, you know, and maybe this would surprise me. Maybe $10. Yeah, $10 we can give it, because $10, if we give Cardano $10, then we're looking at about 450, which is the same as Ethereum's market cap. In the future, we can see this. Currently, I doubt it, right? So that's where I've left that one. But Solana, the reason I'm actually extra bullish on this one is if you look at the market cap, it's nothing. If Solana today is close to $200 and is already $53 billion and it's only half the market cap of Cardano or Binance, look how much room it has remaining to grow. So just double this and then you get yourself a double price. So if we hit $100 billion, look, we are already, so where are we here? We are already $400. Do you know what I mean? So it's pretty easy for us to go to $400. And then if we can then top up and maybe even go and take even, say, 1/3 of this, so $150 billion market cap, well, we're close to that $500-600. You know what I mean? So that's how you have to start thinking about projects. Like, look at the total value, look at what it's worth now, do some maths, and look at the how the coin is reacting, right? And then follow that along. Do you know what I mean? I mean, look at this volume, $12 billion on a $53 billion coin. And then look at this, $48 billion on a 958. I mean, what's that? That's like what? Approximately 10%, I think, right? That's 10%, right? What is this? This is like, I think it's 5%. Do you know what I mean? So it's one of those kind of things. You got to look at it. But when you look at Cardano, that's 25%. Sorry, Solana, that's 25%, close to 25% at least. Do you know what I mean? This is the one. This is why I always love you, Insight. Keeps us calm and makes us zoom out. Thanks, bro. No, thank you very much, bro. Honestly, thank you. Because that's what it is. You got to really, really understand. Like, you know, look what these companies are doing. You know, just look at the volume, because you have to weigh everything. You can't just look at one fundamental and just, you know, go with it, right? You can't do that. You know, look, there's first movers, there's first technology, there's first other stuff, but everything else, you have to also look at those and possibilities, right? You know, and we can see these possibilities, you know, like companies like Uniswap. Do I think they have a bright future? And I've talked about it. I don't think so. Are they going to make you money? Of course they're going to make you money every other time, right? But the point is what does Uniswap token do for you? And remember, I'm a big bull on Uniswap. So remember, I'm a fan. I love that they're the first comer. I love them, right? I hold a whole bunch of them. I received a whole bunch of them for free. But the argument here is, what is the use case? Nothing. So Uniswap itself is kind of looking, I think it's kind of put himself in a little bit of trouble with the SEC, and that's why they're getting investigated, right? Because they released the token, but the technology, if they never released any token, would have done nothing. Give me a second, guys. Let me just grab some coffee. So that's what it is. You know what I mean? So when you look at that, you can understand that some of these tokens, I don't see any use case for it. Uniswap, I don't really see any use case. And I talked about many of these DEX tokens, right? I don't see any use case. Is it going to give me less fee? No. Maybe in the future, I don't know, but if it does, it's great. You know what I mean? I feel like my Ethereum for Solana, bro, I'll be honest with you. Okay, Ethereum is a different beast, right? Jay, honestly, let me explain this to you, right? You're gonna understand this. When did you buy it? So this is all I want to know, right? Tell me one thing and I'll tell you if it's the right thing or not. And I'm not a financial advisor, but I'll tell you this on this show right now live. What price did you buy your Ethereum? That's the key right now, okay? Because that will answer. If you bought your Ethereum, right, when it was 3,700, of course you're better off being in Solana. If you bought it around this price here, you're better off being in Solana than any other coin right now, because of course you're going to pump more. But if you've bought it, right, down here somewhere, right, back in the days, or even down here somewhere, or even down here somewhere, you're better off sticking around in Ethereum, honestly, because when Ethereum makes that move, it's going to shoot to 5k. And I said the same thing when we were sitting around here and everyone was like, oh, Ethereum's not moving. And I was like, guys, and Ethereum at that time was $300-400, right? And I said, look, guys, bought 350. Bro, if you bought it at that price, you're doing all right. Why would you want to get rid of it? Honestly, don't be greedy. I'm telling you, because I bought some at that coin. In fact, I've got a video regarding this. And in fact, who was it? There was a guy, and he's on the WhatsApp group. His mate, his buddy, came to my shop and basically said to me, oh bro, I want to get rid of my thing, because he bought it somewhere around here. He bought it around here and he made some profits and he wanted to sell it at £400 a coin. And I said to him, I said, okay, fine, empty every coin you got. I'll buy it right now, whatever the price is, and I'll give you some more. I actually bought it more than the value just to look after him at 400 because I knew it's going to pump. And then he was like, why are you so bullish? And I said, it's going to go to 2k. He's laughing at me. This guy was laughing at me thinking, why is this guy saying it's going to go to 2k when the previous time we only did 1400? Why is he so bullish? And I said, bro, you just don't understand the fundamentals. If you understood the fundamentals, you would be bullish as well. So for me, at $400, £400, that's when I picked it up, right? So I'm talking about his specific coins. So I picked it up and I'm sitting on those coins and I flipped them already, right? So for me, I've taken my initial investment out, and that's the key, right? So this is what it is, right? Listen to this, right? So say, for example, you bought one Ethereum at £400, right? And then your Ethereum pumped up all the way up here. All you have to do is take your £400, bro. Now you've got your initial investment out and you've just left your profit. Now, if you did that already, all of the money here in Ethereum should be your profit money. So you don't worry about pumping or dumping. It doesn't make any difference to you. It's free money. And then the remainder of your initial investment, you can use to buy the dips or buy something else. So you see what I mean? So that's what the strategy that I use of taking your initial investment out. Awesome, bro. Awesome. Listen, I didn't enter Ethereum until 2019, bro. That's how new I am. Even though I have seen Ethereum back in 2016, 2015, I've seen Ethereum for pennies, for dollars. In 2017, yeah, when a friend of mine bought it at $8 and I think he bought about 10K's worth for $8. I stood on the side and I said, not yet. And he said, why? He said, wouldn't you buy? I said, because I don't understand it, and I explained to him, I said, look, I knew about Bitcoin. I was given free Bitcoin when I was in 2010. A friend of mine, a very close friend of mine, gave me, I think it was about 30 Bitcoins, 30 Bitcoins, which was worth about £10 at that time, gave it to me for free, right? And I threw that phone in the bin because I didn't value it. I didn't understand it. It took me 5 years to understand what Bitcoin was. And Ethereum, it took me almost 3-4 years to understand what it is. Do you see what I mean? And I gave it that time to mature as well. So for me, the longer the data, the stronger it is, right? So when I finally saw that it was back in here, 2019, right? So, where is it? Around here. Yeah, it was around here. What was it? It was $90 basically. So yeah, around here, right? When we finally saw that basically this dump is over and it came down this side, and then they talked about ETH 2.0. That's when you jump in. Do you know what I mean? You know that this is really good. Yeah, no, that's what it is, bro. Honestly. So in 2010, when I was introduced to Bitcoin, I was actually working in Asda. I used to be a shop floor manager back then. And one of my, so I had another manager from a different branch who came over for training. So we actually spent 2 years together training and like working together, so kind of training each other. So I was still his senior, so I was doing one step above him, but we were still doing the same training because all the managers have the same training there. So we were doing that, and we became friends. And he said to me, Sham, have you heard of Bitcoin? I said, yeah, I've heard about it. He's like, do you know how to buy it? And I was like, I have no idea, bro. And I'll tell you one thing. It was so hard to set up. We had to jailbreak my iPhone. So I had one of those new iPhones at that time. I can't remember. It was a 3 or 3GS or whatever it was, right? I had one of those phones. And it was my first iPhone, by the way. So I barely knew how to use it. So he jailbroke the phone. He added the wallet. He added everything for me. And now I know exactly what he did, right? So he added all of those to me. And we were sitting out where we smoked. There's a smoking area. And he'd done all of this for me. And he said, bro, I'm going to give you this. I said, look, I don't want to buy it. So I thought he was selling it to me. And I'm like, look, I don't want to buy it. You know, this is, I don't need your, I don't want to buy anything that I don't understand. And the guy turns around and goes to me, he goes, look, dude, look, I'm just going to gift it to you. Here, there's about £10 worth. Keep it. You're not going to regret it. You're going to thank me later on. And you know, I'm feeling stupid right now. But I had it on the phone. I could see the balance. It didn't do anything. It didn't move, right? You know, it's just staggering there. So the phone one day died out on me. You know, those old batteries were so bad. The phone died out on me. And I literally chucked it in the bin. That's it. You know, but then it came back to me in 2012, right? And when it came back to me in 2012, so 2011 and this and that, kind of back of the head, but 2012, it really came back to me again. And I was like, yeah, I've heard about it. And I didn't say anything, and I realized what the price was, but I'm still being very cautious. I'm like, okay, this is wrong. Because remember, I come from a mindset, so I'm a normal stock trader. For me, 2-3% is a good day. And you're talking to me and you're telling me how we went from pennies to a couple of hundred. I'm thinking, no way, right? This is insane, right? So when I'm looking at BTC at that time, you know, it freaks you out because you're looking at something that was worth nothing, right? So down here, we were worth nothing, right? And then around here, all of a sudden, now it's worth, you know, where is it? Down here somewhere. Where is it? Yeah, around here somewhere, basically, you know, something that was worth nothing, now worth a few dollars. It's like, no way. That's like, it's gone up 100%. That's just insane. You know, 100, like, you know, 100x, right? That's wrong. So that's why I'm worried. But then it comes back to me, and now I finally get to know about the 2013 bull market. Even then, I didn't enter. I entered in 2015. So that was me. When I was finally, you know, convinced what it was, when I finally done all my research, I went in. And funny thing is this guy kind of relate to Michael Saylor, because that's what Michael Saylor said. He actually knew about Bitcoin for a very long time. He took forever to understand it, to understand the maths behind it, to understand everything. Once he understood all the maths, he then jumped in. So that's what I did. I jumped in, and for me, you know, it was probably the best decision I ever made. You know, to the point where, look, I got rid of every asset I had. I sold everything. That's how much I'm invested, right? I literally sold everything, gave up all my wealth, and put it all into BTC and just sat there. So for me at that time, that's all it was. Until 2017, so that's all I had. You know, all I owned from 2015 to 2017 at some point was actually only BTC. Then I got to a level where in 2017 I started buying other alts, but even then I did not touch Ethereum. So you see what I mean? I did not touch Ethereum. I touched all sorts of other coins, but I think at that time I'm still learning and I'm trying to pick up these new coins, right? Like, you know, I remember Helium, HNT, I picked up around that time. There was a few other coins, right? What was the other one? There was another funny one that I picked up. I can't remember the name, but I picked up a whole bunch of them, right? You know, Phantom. I had a whole bunch of Phantom. Absolutely, bro. Same here. Same here. Let me read what you just wrote here. Hold on one second. Yeah, okay, there are too many girls. You know your chat can be seen by people. But yeah, I mean, listen, this is what happens at the end of the day, right? But it's okay. There's no harm. That's what I say. And also, as a calm investor, one thing you have to definitely understand is if you miss something, it's okay. We have 11,000, and I've told you the probability that we might, in 10 years' time, in a decade's time, we might see 100,000 coins here. It's absolutely fine. Absolutely fine. So there was always going to be something new, something more innovative. I mean, look at Bitcoin, for example. The last time Bitcoin had a single upgrade was 4 or 5 years ago. And the next upgrade that we have is a Taproot, which is actually activating in November, I believe. So it's been a long time since we had an upgrade, right? Ethereum, it's been a long time since Ethereum's decided to anything major. Minor upgrades are different, but something major, which is going to be S2.0, that's major. That's going to be the first upgrade, technically, they're doing the first major upgrade, completely changing how the chain works, right? This one's had 4 or 5 major upgrades. So you see what I mean? Each one is doing its own thing, right? And it's awesome. It's awesome. I'm telling you, it doesn't matter if you miss it, because, there was a time when BTC was $1. I didn't buy it. There was a time when Ethereum was a couple of dollars. When I saw it, I didn't buy it. Do you know what I mean? But look at this. I bought Cardano before Ethereum based on just a few fundamentals when it was a few cents. It was 10 cents. It was 6 pence. I remember in UK it was 6 penny, and in USA at that time it was 10 cents. And that's all I needed. And I saw it go down all the way to 3 cents and then bounce back up. And I was like, that's not a bad coin. I want to be in it. So that's why I picked this one up. I saw Solana coming out, right? Solana came out. And the first time I saw Solana was $1. And I said, sod it, what the heck? Let me just pick up $100 worth. So I pick up $100 worth, right? That's all I did, no joke. The first time I bought it, I bought $100 worth. Within 2 weeks, it pumped to $200. I took my $100 out. Then I'm observing it. And then I see these nice little corrections. And I'm like, okay, I need to buy some more. So what I did was it came back to $1. This is the funny part, right? It went to $1, came back to $1. When it came back to $1, I went all in, as in whatever I was going to invest. I just put it in. I just left it there. I said, forget about it. That's it. I'm not talking about it anymore. Do you know what I mean? And that was the best investment I did. And I just sat on it because I believe in it. I think this is great. It's okay. I'm giving it a chance. And I'm only giving it a chance with what I can afford to lose. So that was, I'm giving it a chance, nothing else. And if it makes me money, great. Polkadot was similar like Cardano. So Polkadot, I said, I know who the founder is. So let me just put some money in there and just give him the benefit of the doubt. Absolutely, bro. I'm telling you, people globally who, because remember, first they laugh at us. So everybody that was involved in crypto globally, right? We were the worst, like the black sheep, the rant of the litter, right? We're the worst one. Oh, these are idiots. These are fools buying magic money. That's what we were. We were buying magic money, monopoly money. That's what they're buying. Oh, look at these. They're buying the magic internet money, nothing else. Stupid people. They're going to get wrecked. That's who we were, right? But we believed in it. And so did other people around the world. There are people who don't even know how to use a mobile phone, but definitely, they bought crypto, right? They bought crypto because someone says, this is going to change your life. And they believed in that person, if not the coin. And some of these people bought as little as $10, $20, and that's all they could afford. But it doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter. That's all they had to do, was understand that you need to believe in it, you need to hold it, and forget about it. That's what they did, right? And then they move on. Now, Thailand, there is another thing, obviously. There's another fundamental. In Thailand, there has been plenty of projects launching from Thailand. Singapore, not too much. There has been a few scams in Singapore. But Thailand, there has been a lot of scam projects. I'm sure you know about it. I won't even mention it. But there has been plenty. And that was especially during the previous the ICO bubble. Remember back in 2017, we had the ICO bubble. And that's when I ended up buying a whole bunch of coin as well. Remember I told you I bought a lot of experimental coins. And that was during the ICO bubble. So I got sucked into it as well. But I've learned my lesson. And I said, you know what? It's okay. And I can honestly say to you, out of 10, probably 1 I've lost. So it's okay. But the other 9 have been either break even or profit. So I survived the ICO bubble bust. So I was okay, because I did wait for the end of the bubble to pick them up. So even though they were ICO coins, I picked them at the end. So if that makes any sense. But yeah, but people are, look, it's a wealth transfer. This is what I say to people. I say, look, today, if one BTC is worth, right now, say 150, one BTC is 51K. 5 years from now, the same people who said this was expensive are going to say this was cheap. That's it's just going to happen, you know. People who are going to look at Ethereum, right, and look at it at 3,000 and probably see at $5,000, $6,000, or probably even I'm expecting 15, 20, 10, $15,000, right? Minimum 10, 15, $10,000 in 5 years time. So just, I'm going to keep it very pessimistic here, right? Say $10,000 in 5 years. So people are going to look back and say, damn, if we bought it at this price, we could have been at 10,000. That's what they're going to say, because in $10,000 in 5 years time is going to be cheap. Do you know what I mean? It's going to be cheap. So, you know, this is how it works. It's like every time people don't have the guts to jump in. And I'm not saying anything to anybody, each to their own, right? And remember, I'm not a financial advisor, but ultimately, what you have to understand is, you know, I think what cryptocurrency or any investment requires is guts. I mean, I've explained this once before to a few people. I say, just imagine yourself, you've got 20 grand or 100 grand, right? Let's just say, round it up, right? So you've got $100,000 or pound in a business. You want to open anything, right? You want to open a record shop, you want to open a food shop, a cafe, whatever, a clothing outlet, whatever you want to buy. That's your 100 grand outlay. Can you tell me if you're going to be successful or not? The answer is no, because you don't know. You don't know what your customers want unless you're in it. And then you can obviously evolve and either make it or break it, right? So you can either lose everything or you can make it. But it was 100 grand gamble you took based on maths, and you said, well, I've got to give it certain time, because you don't get paid from day one. So you got to give it a certain time, invest money, invest time, invest all sorts. And that's how you get there. So the same applies with investing in stocks, cryptocurrency, whatever, right? You know, Forex, anything. Same thing. You have to put the money down. And you have to give it time, you know. And over again, we see people start panicking on a single day, single candle, right? On a single daily candle, people start panicking, right? And they're like, oh, damn, the market's crashed. Oh, damn, everything's gone down, right? It's not, you know, don't worry about it. It's only a day. What you've got to look at, and this is what I want to show you here. This is why I brought this here. What you've got to look at is all we've been doing is trending upwards. So you have to imagine yourself and say, where we are today, are we, like, if we put it, so for example, this line here, is this level, right, this level here, less than where we are today? In 5 years time, when we're somewhere down here, and it won't even show me on the calendar anymore because it goes up to 2022 only, but if we put yourself here, are we going to be lower, you know, is this bottom going to be higher than this or lower than this? And it's always going to be higher. So this is the thing you have to look at, that when you put it in for 5 years. I tell people all the time, no financial advice, put it in a cold wallet, take it off the exchange, put it on a cold wallet, and forget about it. 5 years, forget about it. Open it 5 years later, you're a millionaire. Do you know what I mean? It's one of those kind of things, right? And then obviously you got the small caps, and that's the key. That's what we're going to be doing next season when we do the 1,000 cryptocurrency buys live on the show. We're going to be buying 1,000 cryptocurrency live on the show, how to buy, how to exit, how to do all of this thing, predetermined, right? So we're going to basically plan all of this, and we're going to do some insane moves, right, and see where we go from there. So let's see. That should be really awesome. Let's see how it works. So yeah, let's have a look. Let's see how all of this works, you know. But next season is going to be really good, I'll tell you this, right? So I'm getting ready for it. You know, definitely when we look at the, what do you call this, all right, okay. Yeah, no, so next season, when this whole bull market ends, this bull run ends, when we come back down and calm down. So what I'm looking for is a nice little bloody market, right? And I'm talking about minimum 50% dump. So when we start seeing a 50 to 60% dump, maybe some of the other altcoins, we're going to see 60, 70% dump. That's when I'm going to start this 1,000 cryptocurrency project, right? So it's going to be insane. I think everyone's going to love it. And I'll show you that even with no money, or like very little money, how you can actually enter the crypto market and how you can actually balance your thing. And we're going to keep a tab of every single coin that was bought. So I'll probably create a section on Discord just to keep a list of every single coin and every single price we entered and our exit prices. So this won't be like something like a pump and dump. This is educational to show you that, you know, you can just pick one. right? You can just pick one, and obviously I'm not going to pick any random one. I'm going to pick something with good fundamentals or something that I believe will survive. And you can just pick them, and it doesn't matter how many coins you pick up, whether it's 100, whether it's 1,000, whether it's 10,000, and now we have 11,000. So it doesn't matter. If you stick to your budget, your rules, so you predefine your rules, they can all make it. And ultimately how the percentage works, right? You'll see, because I'm actually, so Donald Trump, I don't really like him as a president or anything like this, as a politician. He's not a politician, he's never been one, right? But as a person, I do quite like him. As a businessman, not as a person, but as a businessman, I do quite like him. And you know what he says is, one of his motto is, 80% of all the businesses he's invested in are going to fail. And that's a good way to think. It's like, okay, I've planned to fail. He knows 80% of everything he's going to invest in is going to fail. But he doesn't need 80% to succeed. He needs only 20% to succeed. And even if that doesn't, he needs only half of that to succeed. And that's how he makes his billions. Do you know what I mean? So we will do this kind of the same thing. So for us, if we've got 1,000 coins, we only need 100 to succeed. And 100 could change everything for us. So it will be a nice little experiment. And as I said, I'll probably even give some away. So guys, if you haven't joined the Discord yet, you got to join the Discord, get the details on how to basically enter. And it's an automated entry anyway. So, and also if you're new to the channel, like, share, subscribe. And we're going to a million subscribers soon. That's the target, right? And remember, my goal is always to at least help one person. One person. If I can help that one person think clearly, I've done my job. Do you know what I mean? I've done my job, my own personal job. Obviously, I'm not getting paid for it, but that's what's going to happen, right? So, guys, if you have any other coins, drop them in the chat, and I'll talk about it. If not, there's really nothing else to see here. Honestly, I'll be honest with you. There's absolutely nothing else to see here, because when you're looking at all of this, right, and when you're seeing how USDT is holding up, when you're seeing how Solana is holding up, this is all indicating that basically BTC wants to stay down a little bit, and it's coming back, by the way. Look at this, it's coming back. So just as we mentioned right earlier on, right, this is nothing. Let's bring this chart back up. I want to show you. Wrong one. I hate this when it does that. Basically, when I leave something open, an indicator open in one chart, it usually jumps over to the other chart. I have no idea what it does that for. But yeah, I mean, as you can see, this this bounce is coming in, and you can see, look at this, look how bullish this is. So this is awesome. This is awesome. In fact, I think we're even creating a mini trend here. I wouldn't really use that as a hardcore data point, but just as a temporary thing. So if I use this on a 4-hourly, we can see this specific pattern here, which is not bad. Okay, I can use this as a temp though. As I said, don't use this as a main data. The main data would be this line here, right? So far it seems to be okay. If you're looking at this 4-hourly, we've had dump, and then now you can see this pickup, right, which is actually quite awesome to see. So yeah, few days, bro, few days. I wouldn't really thank you, bro. Thank you, JBs. Honestly, thank you very much for coming to the show. I'm here, bro. I just want to change one person's life. That's it. If we can change one person's life every single day, if we can change how they think and how they see the market, crypto would be a better space. Because there's so much, and this is my mission. It's been my mission since 2016. Too many people think crypto's bad. Too many people have got wrecked in crypto, right? And my point is crypto's not bad if you know what you're doing. If you don't follow the hype, if you don't follow the noise, all the rubbish that comes on the news, right? If you don't follow all of that and you take what the facts are, you're always going to be better off. This is how we play the game, and this is what I try and do on this channel. I'm always going to show you the facts, nothing else. If there's something else, we don't want to know about it. I'm not the guy who reads out news articles, which is fake news anyway. There's a channel that has over 1 million subscribers. You can go and see what I'm talking about, and all they do is literally talk about news articles that they read from other people. And I'm like, dude, you don't have any original content, so what the hell are you doing? Do you know what I mean? El Bubble, if you don't get notification, you know what to do. Discord, bro, Discord. Discord gives you instant notification. That's what I did on the Discord chat. Keep the Discord chat notification on. That will give you instant one. Right? But don't worry. Listen, you're not late. I'm not going anywhere. I'm still here. So what coin do you want, El Bubble? Talk about it. Tell me your coin. Let me grab some coffee. Actually, do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do something really different today. I'm literally going to walk away with my laptop, go to my balcony. I don't smoke in the house. I'm gonna smoke a cigarette while you think about your coin, right? And we carry on from there, right? Because I don't have a problem. I'll carry on. As I said, I've got a little bit of time today. I've got approximately another 30 minutes. So if you want me to continue for another 30 minutes, then yeah, just throw your coins in there, and I'll do this right now. Yesterday, oh my God, yesterday I think it was what was it? I think it was algo. I made a mistake. I think it was algo, right? Somebody asked for algo, and I had it set up on all, and I ended up showing some other crap. I think it was algo or atom. Atom, sorry, it was atom. My bad. I'm really sorry. So I just realized, later on, someone mentioned to me and said, "Dude, did you know you talked about atom?" And I think we talked about this one, atomera. Coincidentally, it was almost the same. So I'll show you this. This is hilarious, right? So this is what I showed. This is what I was showing to you for atom, right? And this is what I went back to see, and it was this, right? And this is what atom was showing, and I was doing an analysis on this, right? Which is pathetic. It's hilarious as well. I couldn't stop laughing when I actually realized that, because I do stocks as well, guys. You do know that, but I mean, I don't do it hardcore. I do it for some of my clients, not for myself. I don't do it for myself anymore. But check this out, right? The pattern that we're looking at was almost the same. Oh, I mean, I'm assuming it was showing us this, and I was laughing in my head. I was like, okay, this is insane. But Atom is on another level, and we have done this before. So some time back, I don't know if you remember, we were doing Atom, and we were predicting how Atom could see a $46. And then yesterday, I mentioned something like 35 or 38, and coincidentally, it was almost the same, right? So if I do take a fib on this and show this to you, so what we can expect, you can see it was actually almost the same, the 33. So it was hilarious to see that, right? Cardano, no worries, bro. We'll drop some Cardano for you, bro. Listen, it doesn't matter. I'm not going anywhere. That's the most important thing, right? It's not about, there's no rush. The market's not going to leave you. Don't worry about that. Remember, I said to you, and I can see you definitely love your e-gold, which is awesome. Stick to coin. If you've got a favorite, stick to that. No point jumping in and out or anything like that. If you got something, so this is Cardano. Cardano, as you can see, look. So you see, we talked about this yesterday, I believe, right? We were putting on a lower time frame and looking at this. And this is how you know that when a trend line is secure. We talked about this mini trend line on a 4-hourly, I believe, or an hourly. We did that. And we broke below this, right? We didn't hold it. We broke below this, which is fine. No worries. The whole market dropped. But where did it find support? Look at this. On the actual micro trend line. But if you look closer, look, we still have a major trend line as our best support. Do you know what I mean? This is going to be our best support anyway, so we still got this, right? So ultimately, everything is super solid. We're really cool with this. Now we can even adjust this trend line and say, okay, our new trend line. So that was our break line. We had to break this. We've broken this. So we're still above this, and we can put a brand new trend line and say, okay, this is now become our current support line. So it's a micro support, not the best, not the strongest. If we were looking at a stronger level, then we would use this data here. This would probably be a lot more stronger, to be honest, right? So we can use all of this as a stronger level. So you see here how this was the tops and all of this level here. We can use this level and say this would be a lot more stronger support. And obviously, the more data we have, the stronger it is. Say these areas here, very strong levels. And then obviously this area here, for example, a very strong level. But those are different stuff. As long as the market's trending up, and we shouldn't really be worrying too much. But yeah, as long as we're above this, we should be fine. In the short term, if you want to know how far we can dump, we can use this data here. We can use this. All right, this is like the worst case scenario. So we can use this as a worst case scenario, and the worst case scenario brings us to $2.29. If this FUD continues. If we look at it on a different trend line, just use this level here, then the worst should have been around this $2. The temporary pullback should have been around the 261, and you can see we did go below, but we respected it and we came back again. So that's absolutely fine. I wouldn't really bother too much about this. And ultimately, when we're going back up, sadly, right, when we're going back up, we're not going to pump that hard like we did before. So instead of shooting all the way to $3.53, if we do go back up again, we're going to be testing that $3 level to $3.15. So let's wait for this, because Cardano is suffering from a lot of FUD, a lot of negativity, and this kind of changes everything. You know, I talked about it that, sorry, Cardano would pump, you know, up to the 12th of September, and then you're going to see these dumps, and this is kind of like playing into it. This is already, you know, telling us that just before the 12th, whatever was priced in, the institutions or whoever's spreading all these news, they have taken out their money, and they basically, you know, they just wanted to bring the market down a little bit so they can buy more, whatever, right? That's what they've done. And your favorite eGold, EGLD. I have some, but I've never been a big fan, but it's okay, you know, because look, how many coins can you have? Do you know what I mean? Everything is doing the same thing. So that's what it is. Never been a big fan. But I do believe it has potential. I'll be honest with you, the technology is awesome. What they're doing is really, really awesome. I have recommended it to many, many people. So yeah, ultimately, it's going to do okay. And looking at this, I mean, look at this. This is just beautiful, right? When you look at this stuff here, look at this, beautiful. It helped, right? It held very well compared to most of the coins have dumped, right? It held this particular support line very well, right? So looking at this, there's no point even looking at a bottom price. All we have to do is look at a top price and actually say, well, if that's where we are, and we're using this candle, remember this green candle, where we are, and this was the last, pretty much the last dip, where are we looking to go? Well, we can expect to go to the $204 right now. And then obviously later on, we increase the target, move the target around. So everything looking awesome here. Also, if we do put a trend line, and let's use actual data. So if we use a trend line here, this is what we're seeing based on the trend line. Sorry. So this is what we're seeing based on the trend line. So there. So if we use this particular data, which takes the noise out, and you can see here, this was the bounce on the trend line. You know, you just don't make this up, right? You just saw this, how this was. It's just beautiful. So according to this, right, you can see these touch points, right? This is where we are, and this is where we bounced, pretty much on the dot, which is awesome to see. So yeah, it's still trending upwards. As long as we can hold above this line, this is the key for us. So eGold, if it doesn't want to go into a temporary bearishness, we have to hold this particular line, and then the support line would be around here basically. So you can use a range. Actually, let's just use a range, because I see a lovely little range here. Look at this beautiful range here, right? So we can use this data and say, right, look, this is the range. So using all of this beautiful strong support, as long as we can hold this support level here, we are absolutely fine. And that would be $140 basically if we had a worst case scenario. Right now, I don't think so. Market's still positive. Market is still absolutely positive. I mean, just look at this. It's holding this. It's holding the trend line. You know, and we're the only people, I think, that do trend lines on the entire global market cap. I haven't seen anybody talk about the entire global market cap trend. I'm the only one who's actually put fibs on the market cap and actually made calculations. And I believe I'm also the only one who does trend lines on the market cap. Not the dominance and this and that. Forget that. I don't care about that. I want to know where the entire market is moving. That's where the entire market is moving. So that's what I'm using, right? And for me right now, I can see the entire market. This would be, you know, if it comes back down to $2 trillion, then we could be bearish for a little while. If we're above these levels here, it's fine. There's no harm at all. You know, what's $100 billion a day vanishing going to do for us? Nothing. You know, we're expecting to see market volume of $200-300 billion a day. That's what we want to see, you know. So yeah, it's coming. I'm telling you, it's all coming. Just a matter of patience, right? Market just does its thing. Institutions come in on a Monday morning, see how the market reacts, and they're like, damn, we missed the boat, we got to bring it back. Remember that. So yes, guys, other than that, is there anything else you want me to talk about? If there's not, right, you know, I can carry on talking all day long, but remember this: whenever we see USDT is green, or any kind of what do you call this, a peg coin, like a dollar peg coin being green, market's always going to be a little bit red. Simple as that, right? So that's all you have to expect. But is it over? Is it doomsday? No, right? It's not doomsday. It's not over. So don't worry too much about it. It's absolutely fine. I wouldn't panic anything about it. I wouldn't say anything. It's all good. Do you know what I mean? There's no issues at all, right? No issues at all. So don't worry too much. Let the market do its thing, you know. But yes, my sol bet paid off. So I'm quite happy with that. But am I going to get rid of my Ethereum for it? No. If I bought it cheap, no. You know, am I going to get rid of my Bitcoin for it? No. If I bought it cheap, no. Do you know what I mean? This only works like anybody who's jumping ships, right? Oh, I want to go into the fastest ship or the best ship or the one that's still floating. It only works if you got a shitcoin. And that's what I did. I literally bought some shitcoin. The shitcoin pumped, right? So I'm talking about some of these altcoins that I bought, right? And I had in the exchange. They pumped. They still gave me, so I didn't sell for a loss. I would never sell for a loss. That's my rule. If it's at a loss, it can go to zero. I will still not sell it. So I'm not one of those who just goes into something and because it's going down, I'll say, oh, I'll cut my losses and I'll get out. I don't play that game. I don't cut my losses and get out. If I'm at a loss, I'll rather go down with it completely than take out anything and say I cut my loss. Cutting my loss means I go to zero, full stop, right? That's my rule. But I always sell for profit, whether it be 1%, 10%, 20%, whatever. And so all of those other altcoins, I've made money. So end of the day, what I did, I've converted all of that, put them into Solana as a hedge, knowing that basically we're going to have this kind of a issue, right? And I wanted to be prepared for it. And also knowing that when BTC does its little miniature corrections, we are going to come back down a little bit and what do you call this? Test those levels. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I mean, Solana's a brilliant hedge for now. But is this going to last forever? Absolutely not, guys. Absolutely not. You know what I mean? But it's still a good indicator that look, the season's on. The season's on. No, bro. So the other as the dude, he he made millions. I was in contact with him until 2018, and in 2018, no, sorry, 2017. My bad, not 2018. 2017. He was actually in Dubai at that time, so he's got a property and everything in Dubai. I did go to, so we met up in Dubai. Still in contact. I mean, that sense, right? Met him in Dubai and everything. We had a great time. But the last I heard, he's moved over to Australia now, and yeah, so he's basically gone to Australia now, and he's got a company up there, something to do with some technology stuff he's doing. So he's over there. He's a busy man now, you know. But he's made millions, bro. He's made millions, millions and millions. You know what? I've got a feeling he's in the billions. So he's fully retired. He's now disconnected from the world, but he's there now. He's in Australia, chilling out there. So, you know, enjoying the outback or whatever. He's having a great life over there. He's the boss. Eternity. Oh my God. Affinity. Oh, Affinity. If we talked about it. Actually, no, L Bubble, unfortunately, you didn't see it because you joined the group slightly later, but I did tell everybody, gave everybody a heads up. I said, here's a token, right? EFI. Let's go here. Actually, let's find it here. I said, go to EFI, right? Affinity, and go and check it out because it's an awesome project, and it's had its dump. So I'm looking at this and I'm like, okay, it's completely dumped. But after the dump, it did pick up. So I'm looking at this level and I'm like, okay, this is good. So is it in a great buy zone? And that was the key, right, to understand. Is it in a good buy zone? And we talked about this and I said, look, right now, anywhere here is actually quite a good buy zone. So what I was looking at, and I'll show you this, right, so you'll understand. So you see this range here. Let me show you. This range here. So anywhere below this range, right, or anywhere below this range. Sorry, I was supposed to draw a range, right? Give me a second. I don't know why I did that. Here, let me show you. All right, so here, this level here. So you see this area here. So basically anywhere around this area, below this area, is a nice little bargain discount. Because what we done, we pumped, we went down. It's a matter of time. We're going to come back and test these levels. So if someone can pick it up around these levels, it should be okay. So I picked up a little bit, and the best part about this project is that it was done by the founders of what's it called, Engine. So the same company Engine is behind this, and which is going to be awesome. And we know Engine is a partner of Samsung, and we know if they're a partner of Samsung, at some point they are going to launch in all the major exchanges, number one. Number two, they're going to be building games and whatnot, and of course if they do, then they're going to definitely throw them out there. So they got a lot of money backing, real institutional money out there. So that's what it is, you know, and what they're trying to do. And it's a new blockchain, so ultimately see where it goes out there, you know. So yeah, you know, look, Affinity is developed by Engine. So you know, let's see what happens. What they're trying to do is basically make NFT cheap. And currently, you know, a lot of NFT, a lot of the newcomers in the market are taking some of the NFT projects from Ethereum, because Ethereum gas fees is just ridiculous, £800-900 to mint a coin. So what they do is now they're moving over to cheaper ones. But what Affinity does is resolves the transaction time. But I'll be honest with you, if you're buying it, if you're thinking about buying it right now, be cautious. Market's coming to an end very soon, maybe a month, maybe 2 months, maybe 3 months. We don't know the date, but we know it's very close, coming to the end. So just be careful, because the same coin, you can pick it up for a bigger discount in a bear market, number one. Number two, another fact you have to understand is if they've got the marketing capacity, they can succeed 100%. But if they don't, they've got companies like Solana and Cardano with very little transaction fee, and you know they're claiming they've got 1,000 TPS, right? So they can do 1,000 transactions per second, absolutely fine. But Solana, a lot of people don't know, Solana can actually do, I think it's about 50,000 per second. Do you see what I mean? So it's a powerful network, and we don't know what Cardano can do yet. So that's a different story. I'm not even going to go there. But I'm just going to talk about Solana. Solana has 50,000, and in fact, if you look at the back end, it's actually capable of doing up to 300,000. Solana can do 300,000 if it really wants to. You know what I mean? Because Solana's clever. And what does Solana use for its data? So you know, when it's processing every block it's mining, it has to keep a certain amount of a few kilobytes to a few megabytes of data to confirm that block. Well, do you know what Solana does? Solana sends that data direct to what's it called, Arweave. So Solana is using Arweave to store its blockchain data. So Solana network is free. That means it can do anything within milliseconds. Do you know what I mean? So you're in, yeah, you're 50% down. Yeah, this is what happens, bro. So you bought it at the top. You bought it on a hype. Oh my days, man. Okay, let me explain. I think I'm gonna have to do a long video. El Bobo, I'm gonna have to do a long video just for you. How to explain? I'm gonna explain to you how you buy into hypes and how you sell the hypes. There's a rule. If you follow that rule, you're never gonna lose another hype. Any coin that launches on an exchange, the date launches, right? You can make a shit ton of money and then get out, right? And I'll teach you exactly how to make that, how to do that, right? You know, it's not going to be financial advice, obviously, but I'll teach you how it's done. Everybody kind of misses this, you know, and it's all got to do with emotional and control, right? So if you know, I'll do it myself just to show you, but it's all to do with control. If you do not have any emotional control, right, that you've seen a coin that's pumping, oh my day, it's done 300%, 400%. If you have no control over yourself, you're going to lose. You're going to get wrecked. You're going to get wrecked. It doesn't matter what coin it is. So clearly you bought it during the launch, but I'll teach you how you buy during the launch and still make money. Right? So there are things you get to do, but also you always have to, sometimes if you think something's just gone, leave it, let it go. All right, so remember, if something just goes, let it go. No point you chasing it. Never chase it. Never chase it. You know, as I say to you, you got 11,000 coins to choose from. So yeah, I'm down as well. Compared to you, I think I'm down as well. But as I said, I'm not hedging against this for any other reason. I'm hedging. Sorry, let me bring it back here. For me, what I'm doing is I'm hedging it. No, it's here. So for me, the hedge is that if it flips back, as long as I can go above this level, that's all right. And look at how I do my maths, right? So I think I was down here somewhere. I think I bought it down here somewhere. So my maths is very simple, right? So just for the sake of it, if I can peak above this one candle here, that's 30%. If I can peak above this level here, that's 48%. You see what I mean? So that's how I look at my profits. you know. And sometimes what I'll do is, if I've come here and I'm down, then what I also do, and this is no financial advice, I will top up here and I will bring it back to this level here. So then what happens is, now I've got 23% pump on wherever I've topped up, and I kind of try and rebalance, right? So then this level here pumps at 46%, and then if this level goes back to that same level here and I sell the whole lot at the same place, then I've got 82% from where I hedged. I've got 48 here. I really haven't lost anything. I've just recovered all my money and made some more profit. So that's how I do it. Basically, that's another way of playing the game if I've lost something, because ultimately, remember, you're not in it to lose it. But yeah, that's the thing, you know. You want to make money, you make money and get the hell out. So yeah, other than that, guys, I hope you enjoyed the stream. Like, share, subscribe, okay, if you find value. Very important. That's all I need. I just need a nice little like from you guys. It does help the channel. And if you want to talk to me after the show or anything like this, you can actually come join the Discord. The links in the channel about page and the description as well. Depends on what kind of a device you're watching, basically. I think the link's in the description. You can actually join Discord from there. And our Discord server is actually public as well. So you can actually, if you go to Top GG, you will actually find the server there, and you can vote for us there as well. And hopefully we can grow this community and be awesome together. You know, but remember, this season is just started, guys. I mean, sorry, this season is coming to a finish. Get ready for the next one, because that's the key, right? You've got to plan to fail, number one, and number two, you got to prepare for the end. So everyone's made money. Oh, I'm going to take my cash out, I'm going to be a millionaire. Great. But what are you going to do with your million? Have you planned? So that's what you need to plan. And I know what I'm going to do. No, it's not going to be a car. No, it's not going to be a house. It's not going to be a holiday. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to buy more crypto on the bottom of the market. You know, when the market is dead bloody, that's when I'm going to buy. I'm going to be looking for a day when every single coin on this market cap, right, comes here, and I see this 90 day. So what I'm looking at is this 90 day, or maybe even this 7 day, just to be kind to it. But ultimately, this 90 day low, I want to see, you know, it down, you know, to like, you know, 60, 70%, 80%. I want to see this low. That's what I want. That's what I want. Those are the days I'm going to be excited. You know what I mean? So it's a party day, honestly. Those are the day you bring pizza when the market's down. So for example, if someone likes Doge, when you see Doge here and when you see this still down 13%, right, for the last 90 days compared to, you say, well, this is what I should be celebrating, not this. Of course, this is done it already. So what are you going to do? You're going to go and chase that and make that again? No, the probability of you making this again is getting less and less the higher it goes. But the probability of this making this 13% for you is higher. You see what I mean? So that's what it is. You've got to really, really stay calm and understand. So yeah, I mean, for example, Doge, I bought some Doge just for the sake of it as a joke. And some of the private groups know about this. And I'm down. So for me, Doge has to go to, I think it's 60 cents or something like this. Can't remember what it was, my thing. So if it goes to 60, then I'm in profit. That's my basically, if I sell at 60, then I make a decent amount of profit. So that's my target, and I do have a sell order set up already at 60 cents. It could go to $1, I don't care. 60 cents is my target to make my decent amount. Right now it will be right around the, well, I wouldn't say breaking even. I would say slightly a little bit more than break even, but ultimately it's not the best time to sell. I want to make a nice amount, decent amount of money, and I want to monetize on people and Elon Musk pumping it. Do you know what I mean? Right? So that's going to be the case. And Dot, my God, Dot. I'm still waiting for Dot to do its thing. You know, still waiting for Dot to do its thing. But look at this. If you look at this, can you see this pattern, right? It's just one of those. It's a beautiful pattern. You can see everything's sloping upwards. Okay, this one may have come down a little bit, but it is coming back up. We've still got about 10 hours left. But ultimately, I'm seeing this line, and that just says to me, look, everything's just moving. The ultimate pattern is upwards. You see what I mean? This pattern is upwards. So let's see by the end of the day if we can actually bring this back up again. We should be okay. No worries, bros. Thank you, guys. Thank you, everybody, for coming to the show. You guys have been awesome. That's the kind of stuff we like to see, communication and everything. And also, I'm going to try and test how I can bring somebody onto the show, just the voice, maybe. I'm going to try and test it. So later on, I'll do some testing or whatnot. If I can get the voice coming in, then that would be really awesome. You guys could come and join the voice channels and, yeah, come and tell us what's going on. I think that would be insane, right? So yeah, let's give that a go, see if that works. Or probably I might even open up on the Discord. There's a section, I forgot what it's called, like, stage, yeah, stage. So I might even open up stage on Discord, and then from that point, we can, if I'm talking, and other people can jump in as well who have permission, and we can do all sorts of crazy nutty stuff and see what happens from there. Do you know what I mean? So guys, thank you very much. Appreciate you all coming. It's been wonderful. And hope to catch you on tomorrow's stream. Yeah, hope to catch you on tomorrow's stream. I'll try and do another early one as well. I'm going to try and do these early ones. I think these ones are a lot better, much more engaging. I have a lot more time, and that, I don't have to rush. Because a lot of the time when I do the 2:30 streams, I have to rush. But these one really good. I think today's one was awesome because I could spend some time with you. And even last night, actually Monday nights, I'm going to do those late ones, because I can spend as long as you want. Obviously, I've got my family outing and everything, but once I'm free, and I don't mind, I'll sit there until midnight if I have to. It's not an issue. So yeah, guys, like, share, subscribe. Catch you on another one very soon. Adios, my amigos. It's been an absolute pleasure having you all here.